Yes, Jeff, it's the biggest day on the racing calendar, and the action isn't restricted to Flemington Racecourse. People all over the Central West have caught Melbourne Cup fever. Kate Fotheringham stepped out with the fashionistas here at Towick Park to check out fashions on the field.
Yes, Lockie, the who's who of orange.
They do bring a lot of people into our city.
With the Penrith Panthers still to play 4 games at this very ground, Bathurst Council is already eyeing up some more high-profile fixtures for the coming years.
We've had A-League games here in the past. We want to make it the best.
And the news is only positive for local rugby league clubs Bathurst St Pats and Bathurst Panthers.
With the upgrade and everything like that, basically bringing up the NRL standard, so it's going to be a great thing for local football.
So look out Caltex Park and Glen Willow Stadium. Carrington Park is on the rise. Lockie Brown, Win News.
Things like that as well.
Despite the fierce competition on the pitch, players are sure that once the game is over, all differences are forgotten.
The mallets usually just kept further on the court, hitting the balls rather than anyone else.
Bathurst ended up winning this battle, but after seeing Orange's performance, they certainly haven't won the war. Lockie Brown, Win News.
Officially launched the MTB series.
It's the biggest mountain bike series Australia has ever seen, set to boost population growth in country New South Wales like never before. And according to the man behind the idea, it's simply opportunistic thinking.
So rather than try and create something new from scratch, which is a difficult job, take advantage of what was already in place in most of those Evo cities, take those races and then just add the prestige of the overarching Evo Cities brand name, and I think hopefully it's going to work fantastically.
The series won't only boost relocation to regional areas, but also increase participation in the sport of mountain biking.
But it's a great spectator sport, it's a great participant sport as well. It's healthy, it's out there in the open doors, and that's what we offer in the country area. So it's really selling what we can offer in country New South Wales.
With races in Orange, Albury, Western Sydney, Bathurst, Dubbo, Tamworth and Wagga, the series offers diversity like never before in this country.
A bit of diversity is really good. I mean, that'll attract more riders. There'll be some that'll specialise in shorter events like ours, the 4-hour, and then there's guys that'll do better at the longer events where they can just wear down their competition.
In a few months' time, these woods will be filled with some of the best riders from around the country, each one pushing hard for some of the $80,000 prize money on offer.
$34,000 is the most prize money offered in any other series, so I felt confident we could get sponsorship above that $34,000 mark, and we have. At $80,000, it's easily the richest mountain bike series in the nation, which will give us incredible exposure across the mountain biking community in all of the nation.
What better way to attract people to regional New South Wales? Lockie Brown, Win News. The Forbes Mayor is certainly proud of the result, admitting he wouldn't mind a ride on the Flying Fox.
Well, no, I mean, I'm a bit of a big kid, but no, I haven't been on it as yet.
Since opening last week, the park hasn't seen a quiet day, and with attractions like this, who would want to leave? Lockie Brown, Win News. However, after today, G won't be looking at a career change anytime soon.
Look, the bike turn for me personally was an absolute shocker, and the purpose of the bike was to generate electricity. Now, we've had a few power outages in Orange over the last few days. I'm not the answer to Orange's electricity problems, I can tell you.
This year's hands-on approach has certainly drawn the crowds, each student keen to lay the bricks of their new career. Lockie Brown, Win News. After 26 regular rounds and a brutal final series, it all comes down to this Sunday for the Bunnies and the Dogs. The Bulldogs lost this fixture just 2 years ago, while for the Rabbits, it's been 43 years since they've made it this far. Canterbury supporters have faith that their team can get them over the line.
Put it this way, the experience is a telling one. The Bulldogs were in a grand final 2 years ago, and there's enough players in this team that'll be hurting badly enough and have the experience of that grand final to want to win it.
Peter Mortimer. Yes! That's a try!
Winning 3 premierships with the Dogs, Mortimer is wary of the might of South Sydney.
People all over the country get behind the grand final, and the fact that South Sydney have a huge following right throughout the country is going, and they're everyone's second team. It's going to have a terrific amount of focus on it.
One South Sydney fan has taken his support to a whole new level.
Once they make the grand final, I've always said I'll paint the house, so it's just had to be done.
Confident that this year is the year of the Rabbit.
Well, I was there in 71. I was a 14-year-old, so, you know, I'm pretty passionate. I have no doubt if we can play up to our last week's standard, we'll win the game.
As for the people of the Central West, it's clear that the region is divided.
Probably the Bunnies.
Well, I think a Bulldog would be able to eat a bunny, so let's go Bulldogs.
We'd think it'd be fair for South to win for a change.
Come this Sunday, Gulgong's Josh Jackson and Coonabarabran's Carl Turner will butt heads in the biggest game of their career. And as for a result, after 43 years, it may just be South Sydney's time. Lachie Brown, Win News.
Kate Fotheringham, Win News.
The first Tuesday in November always brings out the brightest colours, and in Bathurst, Orange and Dubbo, fans were out in force. Emily Brotherton mixed it with the throng in Dubbo, but not everyone raced to the track. For most drivers, it was their first taste of Mount Panorama after a 12-month wait. And off first impressions, all drivers are happy to be back out in the famous mountain.
It's one of the best bits of road in the world, so great to be back out there, great to get the taste of Bathurst again, and looking forward to a big weekend.
At this early stage, the boys from Red Bull aren't letting anything distract them from the job at hand.
We're just focusing on our own job. That's the biggest thing we can do right now, is just try to get our car good, and as I say, we've got a little bit of work to do at this early stage.
For the Jack Daniels racing team, it was a tough adjustment after heading up in the 1984 Bluebird.
First session's always a little bit uncomfortable. It's such a difficult track, and it's just about obviously getting comfortable again. It's been 12 months since I've driven a V8 supercar around here, and just checking all the systems, trying to get an idea of the new surface and go from there.
Over in the Holden Racing Garage, drivers were loving the new mountain track. Garth Tander locking in the third fastest time of the first practice.
Yeah, track was really nice. It's just really smooth. It's surprising how smooth it is. The track's got a lot more grip, but we all expected that. So, it's a matter of matching the car to the grip level, the new grip level that the track's got. So, for us, good start though.
As the smell of burning rubber fills the air, tension is rising amongst drivers ahead of tomorrow's qualifying sessions.
Looking forward to qualifying. Qualifying here is always fantastic. It's a lot of fun. Track will be considerably faster every session that we're out there. So, I'm not sure what lap time we'll do in qualifying tomorrow, but it'll be lots of fun anyway.
Qualifying begins tomorrow at 3 p.m. Lachie Brown, Win News.
Favour. Emily Brotherton, Win News.
But of course, all the fuss is about one thing. Here are the final stages of the Melbourne Cup.
Outside, and Protectionist is bursting through.